Okay, so guys, tonight we had a lag time. I'm going to skip through a bunch of the opening slides just because most of you guys are here. I'm going to jump into issues with instruction, transitions, integration. Sorry if I'm going to have a little bit of a depressed tone, but this kind of stunk tonight. Um, Sorry about my misspelling, I just saw that now. We talked a little bit about how this student tied revenge to revenge. So I only need you to actually tie or highlight rather your focused transition, revenge to revenge, uncle to uncle. And you don't need to highlight the entire last line of one paragraph to the entire first line of the next. I get that. If somehow the focus of your next paragraph is about revenge, then you can offer me kind of dual highlighting if you'd like to. The other thing is this student integrated well, quickly plans to marry Claudius, quote, within a month, end quote. That's a perfect transition from her syntax to Shakespeare's syntax. The only thing that she didn't need to do is add Shakespeare because I think it was Caroline who pointed out we're all reading from the same author. This entire paper is about the same author. It's only in papers that have multiple authors where you need to actually point out the author. The other thing this student did well is to actually use Arabic numerals, which would be the numerals you're typically used to. We don't need Roman numerals, that's a little bit more antiquated. Here, the person used Shakespeare. I need act, scene, and line as this student did. So we're going to work toward research. I'd like you guys to begin thinking about subscription databases and how you're going to use those. So that would be GaleNet, EBSCO, Questia, things like that. I would have liked you guys to have been working on your research question and your theses. That's something we're going to deal with on the 12th of November. And so, check the share doc if you can. I was going to place you in breakout rooms, so that's all boring. We can't really have any discussion about Gertrude, Polonius, Claudius, and so a lot of this is I'm just going to jump over. Character development would have been the phrase of the night because I was going to have you work toward that concept of how Gertrude and Polonius and Hamlet and Ophelia and Claudius have all developed as characters, or rather how Shakespeare has developed them as characters over the course of the play. Skip that, skip that, skip that. The next skills lesson is going to be a revision. So it's a little bit lengthy. It's hyperlinked to a textbook so you guys can see what is there. It's meant to focus a lot of your syntax, which is your word order or your wordiness. Some of you guys use a lot of words, especially the passive voice that you don't need to. The passive voice being the use of Hamlet is haunted by. Who is he haunted by? So the ghost haunts Hamlet is much more simplistic. Boom, 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 one, two, three, subject, verb, and then noun, or subject, verb, and then direct object is how the English language kind of works. Wanted you guys to collaborate. That didn't work very well. Your next English standard is to read Hamlet and do Act 4, also dealing with the quiz that's available on Blackboard. Your final writing is going to be due on the 18th of November, which is in roughly 2-3 weeks. So the idea is that you guys are constantly revising. Everyone will have his or her worksheet back by the end of the night, so that should help you to understand how to work toward your revisions. The other element here is going to be that you guys have your reading quizzes. You guys all know that. If you need grade discussion, then you can link to this document, and in this document, you guys will find in November. I give you 3 dates: Monday from 10 to 11, Tuesday from 10 to 11, and then Wednesday from 8 to 9. Only if you email me. So if you would like to talk to me, then you can go ahead and do so. And I'm just going to quickly fix this to give you a sample of what I want you to do. I want you to hyperlink any documents I need to look at. And I'm going to give you an example. Yes, I want to know why lesson 3 earned a B. So something very specific will help me very well on that end. Moving forward, I'd like you to check your grades because my grades are due on Friday, Monday, and Tuesday. I have pretty hard deadlines. I will have even harder deadlines on at the end of the second quarter for your semester grades because you're seniors. We're not able to change those in any way. What's due next week is lesson 5 in the package files. You're going to read Act 4. You have a reading quiz on Act 4. You have a discussion board post on Act 4. You can choose to do a second one or respond to a peer. And you have to have 500 words of your piece or portfolio. And by portfolio, I mean multiple narratives if you choose, or you can extend the narrative. For those of you who chose creative writing, that would be like poetry. Some of you have done short stories. I just need to have at least 500 maximum words, and there are rubrics for each of those available on the class webpage. The skill is going to be about revising. Typically, as I said before, the issues that we see are with your wordiness and sometimes with your formatting. Then obviously vocabulary work if you choose to keep up to date. The next session worksheets still due on Monday, even though you guys have a long weekend, a 4-day weekend. I need that so that we can have discussions about what we're dealing with on the 12th of November. If you'd like to, you can access this Google form. It's right here. It's the exit ticket for what would have been tonight. Rather simplistic video, I realize. It doesn't work as well as maybe I would have liked, but there it is. So have a good night, and hopefully the Nats are doing well.